Hey guys, welcome to a demonstration for Project Creative Technologies. This is the project I've been working on. It is a script that is entirely written in Python. It is based on two APIs that interact with some data that is received from the Curiosity rover on Mars. So the MAAS2 is the first API that I'm using. It is an API that can basically tell you the weather since the Curiosity has landed. And the next API that I'm using is actually an API from NASA. It is called the Mars Rover Photos. And it gives you access to all the photos that the NASA Curiosity, Opportunity, and Spirit have taken so far. Now, in my case, I wanted to specifically focus on the Curiosity, as the weather data that is obtained is only from the Curiosity. Now, furthermore, the Curiosity, I think, landed in early 2012, but for right now, we have around 2,200-ish days, or sols in this case, of operation or of data. So let's get ahead to the script. So this is the script, and this is the window that the main basically initialization window. So in this entry field, you can input a sol, a day, any that you would like to look up. So let's try one, let's say 56. So the first thing you have to do is submit basically this input, okay, you want the 56 date. Then you can choose between a camera, as previously discussed, there are 7 different cameras, but the most interesting ones are the mast camera, the navigation camera, and the frontal and the rear hazard cameras. So let's just stick with the nav camera, and in order to see the data obtained from the two APIs, you have to click Inspect Data. So in this case, for some reason, OBS is only recording my second screen, so I will have to drag in the windows that my script creates. In this case, you can see in the top you have all of the relevant data, all of the relevant weather data. So we have the day, what the weather was perceived to be, what the month was, and the sunrise and the sunset. Furthermore, for my testing purposes, all of this data is also printed here in JSON format. Then we go to the picture here. This is, of course, obtained through the Mars Rover Picture API. In the shell, of course, here we can see the URL of the picture, and here in the output window is basically this picture displayed. And as mentioned previously, give me a moment here, this picture was taken by the navcam. Now, if we wanted to say, take a look at another picture of the navcam, we can also do that by pressing Inspect Data. And if we're a bit lucky, we will get a different picture, which indeed in this case it is. There we go, a different picture. Now, let's say we want to see a different camera of the day. We can just go to here and change it to the mast camera, and also take a look at the data. Now, the mast camera is actually pretty interesting because it is the only camera that is color camera, but it is quite small. Now we can also see that the relevant weather data from day to day hasn't changed. If you can see, this is the current output. So we have sunrise 5:20, and again in the last time it was sunrise 5:20. So the weather data is persistent across the same day, even though the pictures are different. Now, another thing I did is I put in some error handling. So in the case of the weather API, for some reason, there are certain days where no weather data was obtained. After a long time of testing, I know, for example, that on the second day, there was no data displayed. And in this case, if the user inputs a invalid day, he will get an error message. No weather data is available, please choose a different sol. Now, we can keep going this. Let's say we try day 56, and it works. There's no problem. Now, we can take a look again at the mast camera pictures, and we will see that there is a picture. Now, but what happens if, for example, there is weather data, but that the certain camera didn't take a picture that day? For example, I know that this ChemCam is a very specific camera, and I'm pretty sure that there wasn't taken anything on the 56th day. Now, let's see what happens actually. Okay, there are no pictures available. But in this case, the window will still appear with the relevant data, but with a placeholder image of Mars. And let's say we can try a different camera. I'm pretty sure there should be something for the frontal hazard camera. Let's take a look. No pictures available again. But again, it is populated with the placeholder image. And the last try, there should be something for the navigation camera, unless we're extremely unlucky. But in this case, there indeed is something for the navigational camera. All right, this is pretty much everything. Yeah, bye.